Gospel and homily for the fourth Sunday in Ordinary Time, Year A. The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Seeing the crowds, Jesus went up the hill. There he sat down, and he was joined by his disciples. Then he began to speak. This is what he taught them. How happy are the poor in spirit, theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Happy the gentle, they shall have the earth for their heritage. Happy those who mourn, they shall be comforted. Happy those who hunger and thirst for what is right, they shall be satisfied. Happy the merciful, they shall have mercy shown them. Happy the pure in heart, they shall see God. Happy the peacemakers, they shall be called children of God. Happy those who are persecuted in the cause of right, theirs is the kingdom of heaven. And happy are you when people abuse you, persecute you, and speak all kinds of calumny against you on my account. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward will be great in heaven. The Gospel of the Lord. Holocaust Memorial Day was Friday gone. Now, it is nearly 80 years since the liberation of Auschwitz, Birkenau, by the Russians, and on occasions like this, the question resurfaces: what perverted the minds of so many people which led to these death camps in the first place? According to the well-known philosopher Nietzsche, who died around 1900, God is dead, he says. Life is for the sleek and the powerful. The fittest should rise to the top, and those at the bottom should be dismissed from living. Sounds like emerging ideas of the master race coming through here. He scoffed at the teaching of the Beatitude, which is the substance of today's gospel. To him, the imperial self is not accountable to God, or indeed any moral authority. Self-justification, not the justification which comes from Christ, is the one important thing. We can see that these words might have had a malign influence on the architects of these death camps. They could easily colour our way of thinking as well. This philosophy of life, as we can see, runs directly counter to the teachings of Jesus in the Beatitudes. The Beatitudes are an attempt to describe the true meaning of happiness and the type of people who will indeed inherit the kingdom of God. The happiness described is more than a feeling good about ourselves or the pleasure we get from a job well done. During his trial, Jesus said to Pilate, "My kingdom is not of this world." Well, the happiness of the Beatitudes transcends what this world, with all its delights and attractions, and indeed rewards, have to offer. Fundamental to the idea of happiness in the gospel is an unbounded dependence of God through all the vicissitudes of life. The happiness which Jesus offered is not at the mercy of feelings or individual tastes. You will not be devoid of inner peace in the Beatitudes, even when your Christian beliefs are ridiculed. And in the last two of the Beatitudes, for instance, happiness comes as a result of persecution and abuse suffered in the name of Christ. The Beatitudes will seem to go against man's natural desire for independence, which makes him and him alone as the master of his life and destiny. Their message is that man is not at the center of everything but God. We owe our existence to him, or as we say in the preface of the Mass, in him we live and move and have our being. Our ultimate destiny, of course, lies in his hands. So the common denominator of those who are termed blessed is a humble acceptance of one's earthly condition. Humility comes from the Latin word humus, which means earth. We are of the earth. We are not God. Adam and Eve tried to dethrone God and set themselves up in his place, and we're all suffering as a result of their original sin. When we live the Beatitudes, we leave behind middle-of-the-road Christianity, and we take on board more intensely the mind of Christ. Nietzsche's philosophy had a disturbing influence on the minds of those who later became architects of these death camps. Christ's philosophy upholds our human dignity as children of God and our creaturely dependence on him, and is life-giving, both here and in the hereafter. Thank you all for listening, and God bless you all.